It was late, almost midnight. The train station was nearly empty. Cold lights flickered above, casting long shadows on the platform. Only a few people stood there, silent, waiting. Their faces were pale, tired, like they had been waiting for a long, long time. And then I saw it, the train. It pulled in without a sound. No engine noise, no screeching brakes. Just silence. The train looked old, really old. The paint was peeling. The windows were dusty. But it was the last train home, and I had no other choice. I stepped inside. The seats were covered in worn-out red fabric. The lights above me buzzed softly. I chose a window seat and sat down, hoping for a quiet ride. The train started to move, but something felt off. It moved slowly, slower than normal. Outside, it was just darkness. No lights, no houses, no roads, just black. I tried not to think about it. I told myself, just stay calm. It's just a late night train. But deep down, I already knew this wasn't going to be an ordinary ride. A few minutes passed. I looked around, trying to ignore the strange feeling in my chest. That's when I started to notice the people around me. Across the aisle, an old man sat reading a newspaper, but something wasn't right. The paper was yellowed, almost falling apart. I leaned forward just enough to see the date on the front page. April 12th, 1964. I blinked. That couldn't be real. Further down the car, a little girl sat alone, swinging her legs. She wore a faded dress and kept singing a slow, eerie melody. La 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 la, again and again. Her voice was soft, too soft. She never looked up. She never blinked. A woman near the door stared at her hands, whispering something, maybe a prayer. Her lips moved fast, but no sound came out. None of them looked at me. None of them moved. It felt like I was the only one who was still real. I started to wonder if I had made a mistake getting on this train. But it was too late now. The doors were locked, and the train kept going, deeper into the dark. I pulled out my phone to check the time. 12:03. Okay, but that was the same time it showed 10 minutes ago. No signal, no Wi-Fi, nothing. The battery bar didn't even move. It was like time had stopped. I pressed my forehead against the cold glass of the window. Outside, it was pitch black. No lights, no buildings, no stations. Just endless tracks and shadows. The train kept moving, but it didn't feel like we were going anywhere. Just floating through darkness. I stood up, walked slowly to the next car. The passengers there were just like the ones before, still, silent, wrong. Then, from above me, a voice crackled through the speakers. Please remain seated. Your journey is not over. It didn't sound like a real voice. It was slow, flat, mechanical, like something trying to sound human, but missing something. I wiped it with my sleeve, slowly, and then I saw it. Words, written in the steam. Don't trust the conductor. My chest tightened. I spun around fast. No one was there, but I felt it. That sensation, like someone had just been behind me. I looked back at the mirror. There was a shadow in the reflection. Tall, thin, wearing a dark uniform and a hat, the kind a conductor might wear. He was standing right next to me, smiling. I turned again. The room was empty, completely empty. I turned back toward my seat, but suddenly everything felt smaller, tighter, like the train was closing in. I sat down again, heart pounding, and for the first time since I boarded, I realized I might not get off this train. I needed to breathe, to think, to escape, even for a minute. I found the restroom at the end of the car. The light inside flickered. The air smelled like metal and dust. The mirror above the sink was fogged up, probably from the cold. But when I looked one last time at the mirror, he was still there. And this time, he was waving. I ran, back through the cars, past the quiet passengers with lifeless eyes, past the girl still humming that same soft tune. I needed to get off this train. Now, I tried the doors between the cars, locked. I tried the windows, sealed tight. No emergency buttons. No help. Just silence. Then something caught my eye. A curtain, slightly out of place. Behind it, a narrow metal door. Smaller than the others. Almost hidden. Symbols were carved around the frame. Not letters. Not anything I recognized. They looked ancient. Wrong. I opened the door. Inside was a small room, dimly lit. Dust in the air. Metal shelves, covered in old folders, stacked high. Some were labeled with names. I scanned the tags, and then I saw one. My name. Hands shaking, I opened it. Inside, a photo of me sitting on the train. My name, my address, even details I hadn't told anyone, blood type, past injuries. And at the bottom, boarding date, today, arrival, blank. No destination, no time, no end, just this ride. And maybe I was never supposed to get off. The lights flickered once, twice. Then everything went still. The train stopped. For the first time since I boarded, the floor was no longer humming beneath my feet. I looked out the window, fog. Thick, white, endless. The speaker crackled again. We have reached the final station. Please exit the train. Final station? I walked to the nearest door. It opened without a sound. The air outside was freezing. The platform was made of stone, cracked and covered in moss. No signs, no staff, no life. I stepped off. The door shut behind me. The train didn't move. Not yet. I turned just to look one last time. And that's when I saw it. Someone was sitting in my seat. He looked out the window. Same clothes, same face, same tired eyes. It was me. He raised his hand slowly and waved, not smiling, not blinking, just watching. The train began to move again, fading into the fog and taking me with it. But I was still standing there on the platform, or at least I thought I was. Now I'm here, alone, waiting. Maybe this is where the others came from. Maybe this is where all journeys end. Or maybe they never really do.